And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Michael Warbuck Show. Today is What the Friday? Okay, you know what? Let's just make it What the Florida. And if you do not know what the Friday, What the Florida is, it's where we talk about a bunch of crazy stories that happen throughout the week, like this drunk woman that decided to waste a 911 call because she was lost in the woods and didn't know where to urinate. But little did she know that the woods was actually her front yard. Let's get on with the show! Our first story today, let's talk about these 5 people that walked into a Papa John's. Well, one of the people decided to put on one of the pizza costumes there at the restaurant, and he walked out wearing it. So the Papa John's manager decided to call the police, and the police were like, all right, what did he look like? And the wonderful employee says, well, he was about 6 foot tall, and he looks like a giant piece of pizza with pepperoni, mushrooms, black olives, and green peppers. I'm pretty sure the policeman wanted to know his original look. This is why we love Florida. Now let's move on to some quick news stories. This week in Florida, police arrested a young boy that has autism. Now he suffers from Asperger's syndrome, which makes him a high-functioning autism person, but it also causes him to forget and cause a lot of distraction in his life. The boy left a Spencer's gift shop holding just a $2.95 card. Now once this story hit the news, the manager decided, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to press charges. But the thing is, if you know anyone that has done some sort of loss prevention or police work, it really doesn't matter what kind of person that it is. Whether you're normal or have autism, a criminal's a criminal. But I look at it like this. It was a $3 card. It's not like it was going to cause the store to close. Next up, let's talk about this 22-year-old that was currently living with her 74-year-old boyfriend. Now, the old guy was suffering from triple bypass surgery, and he decided that, you know what, let's just move all of her crap out of the house. She became angry, and he tried to block the door, and then this woman attacked the old guy, and she is now being charged with 1 count of battery on a victim 65 years or older. I didn't even know that that was some sort of category. Luckily, the elderly man, he was cool. Wasn't seriously injured, but he was recovering from triple bypass surgery. You shouldn't have touched him. Next up, if you ever decide to go out on your back porch, have a relaxing day, and then you notice that there's some guy yanking his crank in your backyard. Well, that happened to this one man in Florida, and police came and arrested Salam Adili. You know, you could probably did that in your own house, unless the smell of nature really gets you going. Why don't you just get a pine tree air freshener? Save yourself the hassle. Next up, let's talk about the asshole of the week, Mauro Martinez. He tied a puppy up to the back of his truck and hit the gas. Now, a deputy actually saw this guy driving the truck, pulled him over, and arrested a guy for cruelty to animals and driving without a license. The puppy had severe road rash on his belly and crotch area. How are you gonna hurt a dog? If you would have did that to my puppy, I definitely would have tied you up and dragged you behind my truck. Asshole. All right, now let's move on to some regular stories. Let's talk about Philip Landino. He was babysitting 2 boys, ages 6 and 8, and he was supposed to pick them up after school. Well, instead of picking them up, he decided to get drunk off of 8 beers. Now, the aunt of the 2 boys realized that they weren't at the house, so the police were called, and Landino told the cops that, yeah, I don't know where they're at. They must be missing. So an all-out search went on for these 2 boys. They had helicopters searching for the boys, canine units, other policemen. And here, when the police were searching the house, they saw a note on the back door from the principal of the school saying, hey, I tried to reach you via phone. I knocked on the door a bunch of times. Nobody answered. I had brought the boys back to my house. So now Landino is being charged with providing false information to a law official, and he's also being charged with resisting arrest without violence. You're probably the worst babysitter there is. Next time, save the drinking until you get home. That would have made a lot more sense. Even though day drinking is pretty fun, but not when you have a responsibility. And second off, why would anyone hire this guy as a babysitter? He is creepy as hell. His beard is about 1 inch away from meeting Chris Hansen. And speaking of beer, let's talk about this husband and wife fight. Police were driving down the road and they spotted a woman that was pretty bruised up in the face. So they stopped to ask her what was going on, and she said that my husband beat me up. The husband and wife had originally gotten into a fight over beer. Now, she originally kicked him out of the truck. He caught up to the truck, hopped in, beat her down, and then threw her out, and then made his way back home. Police went to the man's home. They were looking for him, and they found him passed out in the back of his pickup truck. How serious of an argument can you have about beer? Budweiser's better. No, Miller Lite's better. No, I like Yingling. Honestly, what what do you have a fight about beer for? The only time you fight over beer is when you're playing beer pong. Other than that, just enjoy it. And finally, let's talk about 23-year-old Christopher Phillips. He was living with his mom and he brought his girlfriend to come live with them. But I guess they haven't quite figured out how to share the food exactly. Because good old Christopher became extra angry when his mom used his taco sauce. God, I love Florida. So Chris got pissed off at her, got her in a headlock, caused her neck strain and broke her glasses. And then his girlfriend Lisa decided to slap her in the face 4 times. It's stinking taco sauce. You know, if you walk into a Taco Bell, you can just grab that shit for free. But luckily the mom is okay and the son and girlfriend are being charged. Really? Taco sauce? You couldn't find anything better to fight about in the house? Like maybe why didn't you have the password to all the adult channels? I'm just saying. All right, guys, that's going to be today's show. Don't forget to leave a comment on the question of the day, which is, what was your favorite Florida story and why? All right, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to put it in your favorites. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. You guys have a great weekend. I'm going to go start mine, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday. We'll see you then, guys.